Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with my June layout share, and it was quite a busy month. I got quite a few layouts completed, so we will dig right in. So this layout I did using the Into the Wild collection from Simple Stories. I got it at Tuesday morning and then ended up getting the 12 by 12 papers from the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo that I went to in May. So I just kind of clustered my photos in the middle, and then with my title made that visual triangle. I wanted to use some of the more girly pieces in the collection, so I stuck with a lot of the flowers, the flamingo, the pink camera, so that I could, use the collection for my boys as well. Used a puffy sticker here and then added the Florida to it for my title. And again, just kind of mixed, I guess, some of the pieces. I have the sticker book, so some of the stickers are a little bit thinner. I have chipboard and foam, and then a couple of flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. They were perfect, and there's a little flamingo. So really like the way that this one turned out. Then we have this one here. I mixed collections as well. I have this Hello Sunshine. It is from Full Bloom, I believe. And then I did a birthday collection from Pink Paisley. And a couple of the pieces are from that. And then the papers and a couple other pieces are from Sun Chaser from Heidi Swap. So just kind of have my 3 photos here. I cropped down a couple of them and then added the Hello Sunshine title at the top. This is a 2-page layout using the Here and There collection. I guess I'll just kind of show you guys like this. So I used a couple of the different frames and then the puffy stickers for my title, and then again just kind of kept my embellishing kind of simple, added the flags to fill in this space. And now that I think about it, I wish I would have done that on page 2. I don't love how heavy it feels on the right hand side of the page. I tried to kind of build this cluster up to even it out, but I do wish I would have moved it all over and added some of those flags down here as well. But it is what it is. This is also a frame from the collection, and then I popped this one up on some foam tape. Loved this because this was a fall trip to Florida. So it was kind of the, more fallish, kind of deeper tones. So I thought this was the perfect collection for that trip. Then we have this one. Majority of it, I believe, is Sweet Rush. I honestly used some scraps. So this blue piece was a scrap, and this was actually 2 quarters. It was diagonal quarters. So I cut it, roughed it up, and added that to the top. And then again, have a visual triangle here, and my photos just across the page. And then another flare, actually 2 from Scrap and Happy Studio. Love them. So kind of a simple layout, but I really enjoyed being able to kind of have a couple of bigger clusters. This is the Where to Next collection, and again, like how I have the bigger clusters, the photo's not the greatest. It's quite a distance away, but I still wanted to include it because this is actually a ice cream shop we went to as children, and I was able to take my kids. So I plan on journaling down here in this white space. And so I wanted to include it. So I did kind of go bigger with my embellishment clusters. This one was the Hey Handsome collection from Close to My Heart, and did a diagonal design, which I loved, and then just added some of the zip strips and other pattern papers, and just staggered them because at an angle it's longer than 12 inches, and so I decided that I would stagger the different papers there to make kind of a border across the page. Used my stamp here, some of the acrylic pieces, and just kept the embellishing quite simple because I just love these 3 pictures of my boys. This one here, I used the 6x8 paper pad from Sunshine and Good Vibe. No, Boho Sunshine, I believe. And cut it down to 5x5 squares and then cut those in half. And then just kind of, again, kept it pretty simple. A couple of tags, and a smaller cluster at the top. I will journal a little bit down here, but really had a lot of fun with that collection. And I have a little bit left over, so I can't wait to create some more with that. So when I went, and these actually were completed in May, but when I went to the Stamp and Scrapbook Expo, I traveled to Florida, and I did take some scrapbook supplies with me because I had some left over at my sister's house from a previous Tuesday morning trip. So I just brought some with me and actually created quite a few layouts while I was down there. So I was happy that I did actually create because I traveled so far with all my supplies. So this one here kind of kept it simple. I had some chipboard from Bella Boulevard maybe, and it was all science, so I went with that. I hate that it's in the bathroom. I should have tried to cover up or cut off some of it, but it is what it is. But love how he's got his glasses and his beakers, and again, just kind of, to me, it's simple. I did the layers up and down and then brought that straight diagonal paper across. Wanted kind of a base for my title, so that is why I have this yellow paper here. And then I did have to come home and add my boy. I just had science here, but I knew kind of in my mind what I wanted to do. So my science boy, and just kind of a blob, a beaker, or beakers. Now I can't even remember what that's called. Anyways, try to bring as much of the science to this layout as possible. This one here I also did in Florida. I took a chipboard frame pack and really used it up on this. I think I left 1 or 2 pieces. Used some of the inside pieces from that as well. And then the papers and the other embellishments are from Photoplay. Wish I could get my hands on this collection again, but it is an older collection. I got it at Tuesday morning, I think back in December when I visited my sister, and so that stayed down there. So really just wanted to kind of get all the bigger pieces that I normally wouldn't use. I wanted to get that on this layout. And then I did include a couple of flares from Scrap and Happy Studio, actually 3 of them as well. I love the way that this turned out, and quite honestly, it came together pretty quickly. I just backed all the frames, staggered them. I'll probably do a little bit of journaling down here only because there is that open space, or maybe I'll find a sticker now that I'm home and add that there. So I had a couple of Simple Pages, collections from Simple Story left down at my sister's. So it really did make it easy for those. All you need is tape. And so I knew what I had down there, and I actually just took my photos with me. So that was just convenient. So I think this I am going to keep as a 2-page layout. I think it's the other one that I did that's only a 1-page. So this was actually, I was documenting our Florida trip from last year while I was in Florida this year. So that was kind of fun. So again, this is just the Simple Stories, Simple Pages. The teal, the heart, and the pink are all actually just printed on the paper. And then there's a couple of die cuts. These flags here, that yellow is on the paper as well, but these flags here are die cuts. Just really makes it easier. There's some thinner chipboard pieces and some stickers. No, that's a die cut. I'm trying to think if there's any stickers. There might just be die cuts and those thinner chipboard pieces in these collections. So I don't know. I just really loved this look, and just definitely a layout that you could go home, or I could, duplicate with different papers. So just some good ideas there. This one here is the one that is a 2-page layout. I did put both of them together, but only had photos for this page. So this is just going to be a 1-page layout. This was actually Father's Day last year, and we were out and about. It felt like 103. I'm pretty sure it got hotter than that during the day. So I just wanted to document that because that trip was so hot. Just something that we remember from that trip. So again, this blue and the kind of aqua is printed on the paper. The red and the floral are the die cuts. And then these are the die cuts, a couple of chipboard pieces. Simple layout, but again, really like how that came together. And this would have been page 2. I will get 2 photos from something else and add that to this layout. So again, same things with these papers. It's definitely a layout though that you could put together on your own. So super simple, just a couple of strips of paper, and then that's kind of your border for your photos and some flags at the top. So really simple, but I really like that layout. This one here has a process video. I had these photos, knew I had this cut file, and so I kind of went with that. And then I love how the sun is behind him, and so I decided to make my title "You Radiate Sunshine," and then had this, I think it's Doodle Pop maybe, sunshine. So I added that and a couple of smaller clusters there, and yeah, it kind of a simple layout, but I like the way that it turned out with the rays kind of coming behind with the paper as well. This one here, I believe I did off camera. So again, I used some of those frames, made a shaker pocket with that top one. You can kind of see. And I did add some of the clear shimmer brush from Close to My Heart. Have this layout kind of at an angle, included the popsicles for a border, and then use kind of the inside pieces of the frames and some stickers. I think I cut this out from a cut apart, but kind of really just went with what I had and pieced this one together. This one here is Where to Next. I knew when I saw the collection I wanted to use quite a few hot dogs. This is at a softball game, and so my title is Take Me Out to the Ball Game. And I included 2 of the hot dog stickers. This is actually from a different summer collection, but I saw the hot dog and knew I needed to include it. Added some blending of my Distress Oxides just to kind of, I don't know, I didn't want stark white for this layout, so I did that. This is from the Simple Pages softball ephemera, but wanted to include softball somewhere on the layout, so I just brought in that seam, and then I'll document here a little bit, and hopefully I can get it so you guys can see it. After I took this picture, my sister realized that you could see the St. Pete Clearwater sign in my sunglasses. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but it's a reflection and you can read it, and that's where we were, and I thought that was just so neat that you can see that in my sunglasses. This one I had so much fun creating and love the outcome. So I found some inks that matched the colors. Again, this is the 6x8 papers, and I just cut them out into circles and then kind of laid them out, traced where they were going to be, so I knew where to put the colors. So blended that and then added some water and rolled it off, so you kind of have some splatters in there that are lighter, and that's where the water kind of brought the ink off. And then I added some actual splatters to it, so I have the lighter and the darker, and then just really kept the embellishing simple. I got a title and then just added some smaller pieces scattered throughout the circles there. This one here, I used pieces from Not Just for Boys Kit Club, and just have these 2 kind of clusters here. This is actually from Close to My Heart. I do have a heart epoxy flare from Scrap and Happy Studio. Just brought in different elements that matched from my collection, the doily, and just really had a lot of fun with this layout as well. This is using the Hello Darlin' collection from Close to My Heart. Unfortunately, this and the Hey Handsome, are probably not available anymore. I know the Hey Handsome isn't. These were only through June, but just have my 2 photos, used a picture of my life card for my title, and really I had some pieces left over from the scrapbooking workshops. These heart or stars actually were left over, and I just kept them so I could add them to other layouts, and really like the way that they turned out. So with the scrapbooking workshops, you get everything you need to complete through 3 2-page layouts. But what I found is you actually have leftovers. I try to kind of conserve what I use, and so I usually have leftovers from that to use on other layouts. So I really appreciate that with the money you spend on those scrapbooking workshops, having things left over to use. This one here, it's so-so. I tried to use up some of my 6x6 paper pads. So all the papers here are 6x6 paper pads. This Together is Best is from Freckled Fawn. And then just found some embellishments from other collections that matched. And so this all actually came from one sticker sheet. This is a canvas flare from Scrap and Happy Studio, which I love. So really simple, but I just love the way that they're sitting together, and you could tell that they're talking. So just love those pictures of my boys. This here is the Hello Darlin scrapbooking workshop. I did all 3 of these layouts, but scattered them out throughout the last 3 months, just so I didn't overwhelm. So this is not completely put together. One thing I found, they say that these open stars, this one and this one, and this one, I believe, are supposed to be 4x4, or at least these 2 big ones are supposed to be 4x4. I did that, but let me look to make sure. Yeah, 4x4 photos. So I think it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. They really need to be photos where the subjects are far off in the distance. I had some that were up close and they did not work. So that is why this layout is completed without photos, because I don't actually have photos that will work at the moment. So maybe after this 4th of July, maybe I'll keep this in mind and take some pictures kind of farther away. But if you have this scrapbooking workshop and haven't completed it yet, make sure your photos are from a far away distance. This, though, is something you could do if you had a Cricut silhouette, whatever. You could definitely cut out the stars and make your paper. It looks complex, but I think if you were to actually do it on a electronic cutting machine, I think it would make it pretty simple. And then lastly, this is the Hey Handsome workshop. Again, these are all sold out, unfortunately. But this is project 1, but I separated it. So instead of a 2-page layout, I have 2 1-page layouts. And I changed it. Instead of 3 photos, coming down, I only have 2. And then the 1. And then changed my title a little bit as well. So I can journal up here. I like the workshops because you can kind of make it your own, make it to what works for the photos that you have. So that is going to finish off this layout share. The new Close to My Heart catalog just came out today. There's a beautiful beach collection and a kind of fall collection that includes books. So if you're a book lover, it's perfect for you as well. I did a catalog flip through. I'll try to link that up above for you so you can check out the whole catalog. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.